What if "how are you" isn't actually a question in some cultures? An American once asked me that in an elevator. I started actually telling her. She looks horrified. Turns out it was rhetorical. Meanwhile, my Finnish colleague and I sat in comfortable silence for 30 minutes and had what I considered a great conversation. Small talk isn't small, it's tribal. Welcome to the Etiquette Enigma, where we navigate invisible social rules.
Today, small talk. Or, as Matthew experiences it, mandatory noise-making.
It's not noise if it serves a function.
Does it serve a function?
Sometimes. In some cultures.
Very conditional defense. Okay, tell me about this elevator situation. What happened?
Right, so I was in New York for work, got in a lift, elevator, with a colleague from the American office.
And?
She says very cheerfully, "Hey Matthew, how are you?" And I thought, oh, she's asking. So I told her.
Oh no.
Well, bit tired actually. Didn't sleep well. Jet lag's hitting hard, and I've got a headache coming on.
Matthew.
Her face just froze. She clearly hadn't expected actual information. She said, "Oh, sorry to hear that," and then stared at the floor numbers for the longest 15 seconds of my life.
She wasn't actually asking.
Then why say, "How are you"?
It's a greeting, not a real question.
That's insane. Don't ask questions you don't want answered.
Welcome to American Small Talk. Quick pause. Thanks to everyone suggesting topics. You're brilliant. Keep the ideas coming. What should we decode next? Drop it in the comments. We promise to make appropriate small talk in the replies.
Appropriately fake small talk.
It's not fake.
Okay, explain American "how are you" to me. What's actually happening?
It's a social ritual. The expected response is, "Good, how are you?" Or, "Fine, thanks." And then you move on.
So it's just noise.
It's not noise, it's acknowledgement. Like, I see you, you're a person, we're being civil.
You could just say hello.
True, but "how are you" feels warmer, more personal.
Even though it's not actually personal.
Right.
Americans are fascinating. What about Nigeria? I feel like greetings there are different.
Oh, Nigerian greetings are extensive.
How so?
You don't just say hi. You ask about the person, their family, their work, their health. It's a whole conversation.
That sounds genuine.
It is. I had a Nigerian colleague, Chioma, and watching her greet people was an education.
What would she do?
How are you? How is your family? How are your children? How is work? Are you well? And you're expected to answer each question.
That takes time.
It does, but it's respectful. Shows you care about the whole person, not just a quick acknowledgement.
So skipping that would be...
rude, like you couldn't be bothered to properly greet them.
So American "how are you" would feel insufficient.
Exactly. Way too brief. It would seem dismissive.
How long do these greetings take?
5, 10 minutes sometimes, especially with elders or people you respect.
10 minutes just to say hello.
It's not just hello, it's connection, relationship maintenance. You're showing the person matters.
That's actually really lovely.
It is! Though if you're in a hurry, you're out of luck.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the opposite, Finland. You mentioned sitting in silence.
Finns are my people.
Because they don't talk?
Exactly. Because they don't feel the need to fill every silence with noise.
Tell me about your Finnish colleague.
Jukka. We worked together on a project, spent hours in the same room, mostly in comfortable silence.
And that was nice?
It was wonderful. We'd occasionally mention something relevant, ask a question, but mostly just coexisted peacefully.
No pressure to perform conversation.
Exactly. Right. Americans would be in that room making small talk constantly. So how about this weather? Did you see that game? What are you working on? None of which matters. None of it. But Americans can't handle the quiet.
What happened when your American colleagues saw this?
They thought we hated each other.
Of course they did.
One actually asked if Jukka and I were fighting. I was so confused. We got along great.
You just got along. Quietly.
In Finnish culture, silence isn't awkward. It's comfortable. Respectful even. So small talk would feel...
intrusive? Unnecessary? Like, why are you making noise when we're both content? Different comfort zones.
Completely.
What about British small talk? You mentioned weather?
British weather talk is sophisticated social technology.
Explain.
It seems trivial. Lovely day or bit wet out, but it's actually a social diagnostic tool.
How?
The weather is safe, neutral. Everyone experiences it. So it's a way to test the social waters without risk.
Test how?
You say something about weather. Their response tells you if they want to chat, if they're friendly, if they're rushed. It's information gathering disguised as chit-chat.
That's actually clever.
We've perfected it over centuries.
Of avoiding real conversation.
Of facilitating appropriate social interaction.
Same thing. What happens if you don't talk about weather?
Then you have to talk about feelings, personal matters. Ugh, no thank you.
The British horror of genuine connection.
We connect, just appropriately, through weather.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
What about Mexico? I feel like small talk there is different.
Oh, Mexican small talk is warm. Lots of it, very friendly.
Give me examples.
You don't just walk into a shop and buy something. You greet the shopkeeper, ask how they are, maybe comment on the weather or the day, chat a bit, then make your purchase.
The social interaction is part of the transaction.
Exactly. Skipping straight to business would be cold. Rude, even. I experienced this when I visited Mexico City with a friend.
Tell me.
We went into a small shop. My friend, very American, very efficient, walked straight to the counter and said, "I need batteries."
Oh no.
The shopkeeper looked almost hurt, like no greeting, no good morning, just demands.
What happened?
I stepped in, greeted him properly, asked how his day was, made some small talk about the neighborhood. His whole demeanor changed. He became so helpful and friendly.
The small talk was the price of entry.
Exactly. Not even a price. It was respect. Acknowledgement that he's a person, not a vending machine.
That makes sense.
And honestly, the interaction was nicer with the small talk. More human. What about Russia? I've heard they're very direct.
Russians often skip small talk entirely. Very direct, straight to the point.
How does that work?
If you need something, you ask. No preamble, no softening. I need this. Done.
Is that considered rude?
Not in Russian culture. It's efficient. Honest. Why waste time with pleasantries when you can just communicate clearly?
So American small talk would seem
Fake, insincere. Like, if you want to know how I am, actually ask and care. If you don't pretend.
that's actually fair.
It is. There's something refreshing about Russian directness. No games, no reading between lines. But for Americans or Brits,
It feels rude. Where's the cushioning? The social lubrication? Different needs for different cultures.
what about professional settings? Does small talk matter there?
Hugely, but differently depending on culture.
How so?
In the US, business meetings often start with small talk. How was your weekend? Did you catch the game? It's rapport building.
Warming up before business.
Exactly. You establish friendliness, then dive into work. But in other cultures,
In places like Switzerland or the Netherlands, that can seem unprofessional. You're here for business, not personal chit-chat.
really?
Yeah, there's a time and place for personal conversation, and business meetings aren't it.
So Americans trying to be friendly.
Come across as unprofessional or time-wasting. Same behavior, opposite perceptions.
Exactly. Always. What about networking events? That's all small talk. Ugh, those are torture for some cultures.
Why?
Americans love networking. Small talk is the point. What do you do? Where are you from? Building connections through chit-chat.
But for others,
For introverts or people from less chatty cultures, it's exhausting. Performing conversation with strangers for hours.
that does sound draining.
And if your culture doesn't value small talk, it feels superficial. Like we're not actually connecting, we're just making noise at each other.
Is there a solution?
Maybe mixing formats? Some networking events have structured activities, so you're not just standing around making forced conversation.
That helps people from different communication styles.
Exactly. Give people something to do while they connect. What's your actual take on small talk? Good or bad?
Neither. It's cultural. What feels warm in one place feels intrusive in another. What feels polite here feels fake there.
Right. Americans need small talk to feel comfortable. Finns don't. Neither is wrong.
It's just different social glue.
Exactly. Some cultures bond through chatter, others through comfortable silence. And the key is recognizing which culture you're in and adapting. If you're in Nigeria, do the proper greetings. If you're in Finland, embrace the quiet. If you're in America, answer good when they ask how you are.
Even if you're actually terrible.
Especially if you're actually terrible. The American way. Thanks for joining us on the Etiquette Enigma. Drop a comment below telling us what topics you'd like us to discuss, and we'll do our best to cover them. Remember, small talk isn't universal. Some cultures love it, others avoid it.
So, pay attention to how people around you interact and match their energy.
Unless you're British, then just talk about weather and you'll be fine.
It's a perfectly legitimate conversation topic.
Sure it is.